I hope that as you are starting this year, that there will be something that God has given you that is going to be able to sustain you during all the different seasons that we're going to face this year. That you have your life built up on something that is unshakable, that you will have an unshakable identity, unshakable faith, unshakable hope, unshakable love. There's these unshakable things that God has placed in us so that He can do something through us. I was just reflecting over something in the middle of my weakness, as again bronchitis, COVID, and quite a few other major health attacks came in. And in one of my darkest moments of my weakness, I could hear the whisper of Papa God and says, Leif, I like you weak, because my strength is revealed when you are at your weakest moment. And then I just realized the strength of weakness, the strength of weakness. And there's something that even when we are weak in ourselves, that we have access to tap into His strength. And one line that just hit my spirit, God, Papa God, will never give His children anything less than Himself. Nevertheless, there will never be the less. So every single day, in every way, I have access to the very fullness of everything that the Father has provided through Jesus Christ. And as we're being led by the Spirit this year, there is a verse that I wanted to share with you that has been the verse for this year. Last year, it was, come to me, all of you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. My burden is easy and my yoke is light. Learn from me, because I'm low and meek in heart, and I will give you rest for your soul. So I'm bringing that verse also into this year. But this year, I was asking the Father, as I was praying the Lord's Prayer, something I do on a daily basis, because that Lord's Prayer is so much connected. Just imagine for a moment if you and I had time to spend a couple of weeks with Jesus back in the days when He was alive and we walked with Him. What are the things that we would like Him to teach us? Out of all the things, is it raising the dead or casting out demons, or what would be the thing? Multiplying food, walking on water? I don't know what is the thing on the top of your list. But on the disciples, as Jesus has spent time with the Father, there was something that He had, and they said, Jesus, teach us how to pray. I don't know if that is your number one request this year. But as you talk to the Father, as you were connected to the Father, Jesus, of all the things that you have out there, the one thing that we recognize, there's something different when you are with the Father. There's something different that happens in the way that you are demonstrating the power, love, and wisdom of the Father after you've been with Him. And then Jesus says, our Father, our Heavenly Father, hallowed be Thy name. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We all love to see heaven on earth as we get to know my Papa, your Papa, our Father. We start to honor the name of the Father. That's the key. Relationship that comes from your identity. Have such an intimacy with the Father that you can see heaven come down on earth. But then here was the verse that became the verse that stood out for me that day. Give us today our daily bread. It just hit me. It took me back to as a little boy when I was on vacation in Denmark, how our family early in the morning went to the baker, and you could smell from a corner. Far away, you could smell the smell of fresh bread. And we stood in line and we got in there and we got fresh bread. Later on in life, I've learned about the freshness of bread. I heard it was fresh bread in Toronto, and I did whatever it took to get there, to stand in line to be able to get hold of fresh bread. And 95 in Pensacola, fresh bread. I have paid whatever price, whatever it costs to get hold of fresh bread. My wife knows it. I'm not very good with stale bread. I'm not very good of even eating yesterday's bread. I was spoiled as a young boy in Norway to taste. My palates got melted by the warmness of the fresh bread right from the oven, as the baker had actually produced something that was giving me life. And still today, as he said, give us this day our daily bread. My prayer for you and my prayer for me this year, that this verse will do something for us. Give me today my daily bread. Not dealing with yesterday's bread, and there's not going to be bread for tomorrow. I wish that Jesus said, give me this year, my yearly, or buy the lottery ticket, so maybe I don't need to trust you anymore if you answer my prayer, because I will trust money instead. I mean, all those things that we're coming in, that we wanted the Father to answer for us, is the very solution that would take us away from trusting him more. But he's going to teach us in this season how to trust him with all of our heart, and to trust him when nothing else makes sense, but that you know that today is a new day, and there is fresh bread, fresh revelation, fresh impartation, fresh activation. There's fresh faith, hope, love, whatever you need today. There's something fresh that he is going to have for you today. And today is my 9th day of daily getting fresh bread of everything that I needed for today. Grace for today. And there's going to be grace to endure, grace to enjoy, but there is fresh bread. So may I just pray for you that your palates will be ready, and that you will wake up in the morning and say, what is the freshness? How can I eat from your presence, the bread of your presence? I am hungry for something fresh today. And I'm not going to waste my time of tomorrow. I cannot do anything about it. That doesn't mean we don't invest well. And I am not going to go back and trying to find bread from yesterday. But there is fresh bread that you have for me today. Everything that I need is being provided for by my Heavenly Father, who's a good Father. And I'm going to see his kingdom come, and his will be done as he provides for me daily everything I need. The wisdom I need, yes, the wisdom that you need, provision, everything you need is provided in that fresh bread. So I bless that over you, and I just say, let 2023 be the year of feast, the time that you on a daily basis get to taste and see how good he is, and the very aroma of that bread coming out of your life, and other people can taste and see how good Papa God is and how loved they are, because that you are providing hope in the middle of hopelessness. You are providing fresh bread for the people around you, because they are hungry, and it's time for us to feed them.